and welcome to the Springboard Hangouts with Comfort Ocran. As you know, the Springboard Hangouts is an initiative of the Springboard Roadshow Foundation in partnership with the Ghana Grows Program. The Ghana Grows Program was initiated by the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with the Springboard Roadshow Foundation. And what did we seek to do? We sought to encourage and to showcase the opportunities that existed in the extended value chain for agriculture, agric, and ATVET. And one of the things we have found that every human being, we have at least three things in common. The first one is our time. Second is our need to sleep. But very importantly, we have to eat. Now, sometimes when we are eating, we do, take in some stuff that even as you're putting it in your mouth, you know that this one, fat, but we just still continue doing it. Today on the Hangouts, we're coming to look at the extended part of the agricultural value chain, which looks at the food and how your food is what you eat. My guest in the studio says that, sometimes we like, as Ghanaians, putting in quotes, that we may eat too much carbohydrates. Is that true? Do you believe in it? Let us know in the comments. We have in the studios today Fredericka Doku. She is a dietitian of no par value. And she strongly believes that you are what you eat. Do you agree? Kindly let us know in the comments below. We're going for a quick break. When we return, we'll find out the truth or otherwise of this assertion. We'll be right back. He's a
%30 of Ghana's post-harvest losses is $639 million US.
Yes, please.
And you are going to take your edible coating to go and chase that money.
Yes.
You also already tried the edible coating before. What have you coated in your own house?
We coat a tomato. So currently,
hey, are you sure?
We are trying to bring the lab to the farm.
That's what we want to do. What would you do to get it to that place? That's the question.
Yes. So now we are investing in field trials and then field demonstrations and education.
So when we come to you, we train you more like we are consulting for you,
okay,
so that you get to understand better waste management or better segregation, practices. Yes.
Okay, so that's where you are coming from.
Yes.
This is a low class.
So the low class
like
one,
Guardian.
I thought of Guardian. When those times that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Welcome back to the studios, to the Springboard Hangout with Comfort Ocran. And today we're talking about food. We have Fredericka Doku. She is a dietitian. Most importantly, she loves playing with food. Fredericka, why?
I would say that food is something that I'm passionate about. I am interested in how food leaves the farm, gets into our body, and what it does for the body, because nutrition is the building blocks of the body. Our being, right from you being an embryo, from fertilization till you become a baby and out of the world, it is food that makes you up. So I'm very fascinated about food and what nutrition does to the body and the humanity. Yeah.
I see. So because you talk about right from the womb, I want to find out from you, where did you start from your interest in food?
I think that my mother loves cooking a lot. And growing up, we used to say, eat this so that you can get energy. Eat this so that you not get mouth sores. And as little as I was, whenever she's cooking, she got me cooking models.
Right.
So whenever she's cooking, whatever food she's cooking, she give me small samples to cook it on my own, you know. And I had always wanted to be a health professional.
Right.
I wanted to be a doctor,
right,
but not a doctor with medicine, but with food.
Right.
Every time. So I remember when they used to do an advert with one of these, is it milk powder needle, when we were kids. I used to be so fascinated about the advert. I told my mommy, one day I'll be like the person who is speaking. You know, so right from childhood, I wanted to be a dietitian. I wanted to be a nutritionist. And that is what I have been. All my life, all I've done is food.
So all you've done is food. Now tell me, sometimes we don't know exactly what types of food we ought to have. In the studio today, you are good enough to bring us some models that we could use to showcase the kind of foods that we must be interested in. So I first want us to lay the groundwork to say, okay, what must we be eating generally as people to be healthy? Then we'll now look at different nuances about food in our lives. Tell us, Fredericka, a normal Ghanaian, what kind of diet should a person be pursuing?
Thank you very much. Right from the baseline, there should be a mindset. And you mentioned something that you are what you eat, which literally means that the food you eat becomes the building blocks of your body. Now, the food we eat affects key or influences key body processes like inflammation, immune system boosting, gene expression, and all that from science perspective. Now, as an ordinary Ghanaian, we have our way of living. We have our cultural foods. We eat here in Ghana. Every Ghanaian food that we have, until influence of Western diet, is healthy. Is how cooking methods are used, cooking preparations and cooking methods, and then how we eat them, the quantities, the portions, and even the types we are eating at what time and what you are doing with the food. And nutrition is not one size fits all. The general thing is that we should go for whole grains, which Ghana, we have a lot of whole grains.
What kind of whole grains? Because presently
millet,
in my house, they're fantastic.
Brown rice, we have fonio. These are indigenous whole grains. Now, everybody, if you ask whole grain, even a child will tell you rice. Right. Oh, that is all that they know.
Right.
You know, but we have corn.
Millet,
we have corn, which will give us the banku and all that. But we have millet. We have fonio.
Yes.
You know, we have other, grains that we can take. Then we have the pulses, the different types of beans, the red, the black-eyed, we have bambara beans and all that. We have peanuts also there. Then we have our fruits and our vegetables.
Right.
Widely spread. For me, I think and I see every day that we are more inclined towards the ultra-processed foods instead of our natural, real, whole, indigenous foods.
So we are what we eat implies that if we should take another look at our diet,
the whole nation will be well. Right now we are sick.
Your conclusion is interesting. So we should look at our whole grains again, look at our pulses, look at our fruits, and say, okay, we're going back to the basics. So we decide to go back to the basics. And we are now getting the right type You also spoke about the right amount.
Yes.
What are the right amounts that we should be ordinarily working with?
Thank you. So with the right amount of food, the rule is a balanced diet. But this balanced diet it's hinged on individual activities, individual nutrition requirements.
Right.
An adolescent's requirements will not be like your requirements.
Right.
Somebody who is very active, an athlete requirement will not be like my requirement because I am in the office and all that. An artisan, masonry, carpentry, the requirement is different from a banker or a corporate worker. So that is why we have a professional who assesses you and then pair your activity and your body requirements. This is the total energy you need for the day. And when we break them down, this is the amount that you need. For instance, for me, as a general adult, in my 30s, I'm not that active. Most of my work is sedentary. I do physical activities, but I'm not like the mason or the carpentry person or the laborer. You know. So my meal intake or my total meal intake will not be like that of that person. For example, my calorie intake or my total body energy that I need in a day ranges from 2,000 to 1,008.
Right.
1,008 to 2,000. This is per assessment, individual assessment. And that is why every individual must see a nutritionist or a dietitian to help you know what your body requires.
How long does that process take? Can we do it on set so you can use me as a model?
It will take about 40 minutes. Because
it will take about 40 minutes? Oh, come on!
Oh, yes. Because I'll need to ask you certain questions.
Right.
Your diet history, your lifestyle, your work, when you sleep, when you wake up, when do you get home from work? Maybe I get home at 7.
Yeah.
You get home at 7. Is that the time that you're coming to eat? You know, and all that. So we'll put all those into perspective before I can give you what you are supposed to get. Now, for somebody who is a sedentary worker, you are sitting in the office all day.
Yeah.
And then you are consuming large portions of meal. So for example, if this is banku, you're in the office and you're consuming about 2 balls of this or 3 balls of it. You're getting a lot of energy, which is good, but what are you using it for?
Okay.
You're using it to sit.
Right. Like the video editor who is watching us right now.
Yes.
He is just sitting behind the video.
So with this one, you need to see a dietitian, but to help you know the exact amount, that will be good for you. But then we have a healthy eating model.
Yeah.
And then a national dietary approach.
Right.
Which states that this is your plate.
Right.
And it says that half of your meals should be filled with vegetables.
Where are vegetables? Could you kindly put our
regardless what you are eating.
Right. So half.
Yes, so this is now. This is not to say
my plate should be filled with vegetables.
Right. You know. And it also depends. If you are a thin person,
right,
like the accountant, he says he wants to gain weight. And I assessed him and he's underweight.
Right.
Then, in as much as the plate should be half vegetables, the carbohydrate and protein portion also must to be increased. That's why I said it's not one size fits all. But if you are looking on the surface to eat healthy, then you have to make sure that half of your meal is filled with vegetables.
It's filled with vegetables.
And this is not to say that if you don't have carrot and cabbage, you don't have vegetables. We have a plethora of Ghanaian vegetables, okra, garden eggs, bokoboko, alefu, ayoyo, and all those ones in the market.
I really like ayoyo. Fantastic.
In the market.
And then the okras too.
And the okras too. So for example, we are eating banku and okra. Right. You don't need to cut carrots and cabbage into the banku.
No.
But the okra is a vegetable.
Yes.
The ayoyo is a vegetable. You know, but most of the time we turn it around. 2 balls or 3 balls of banku here, small okra stew, and then our fish. That's how we do it as Ghanaians. But that is not supposed to be.
Can I have this whole piece of fish? Because you said you wanted me to have a lot of protein.
Yes, because the average Ghanaian that do not eat a lot of protein.
So is this good amount of protein or
it's a good
too
amount?
Much?
It's a good amount of protein, but per your requirement, it can be too much.
It can be too
for
much.
a sitting.
For a sitting.
Yes.
But then we could take this into two. And
take
then
half.
It would work out.
It will work out.
Right.
And then, we hear that fruits are healthy and all that, and people overeat it. There are servings that you are supposed to be eating. We are saying that 2 servings of fruit a day and then 3 servings of vegetables. The 3 servings of vegetables are going to be on your plate, whether you're eating banku and okro and all. So if you are eating kenke and pepper on the market and fish, you are not fulfilling this principle.
You want us to have 2 portions of fruits a day. Where do we put our fruits?
Thank you. Fruits can come as snacks.
Okay.
It can come as a part of a meal.
Right.
But then it depends. But mostly recommended as a snack.
Right. Why?
Snack meaning in between your meals to bridge, especially for children.
Okay.
And even adults, in the sense that fruit also contains energy and vitamins and all that. Usually as Ghanaians, we eat our meals to be full and we add the fruit, adding more energy to what we have already eaten. If you want a fruit to be part of your meal, it means that the main meal itself, you have to reduce it in order to make room for the fruit.
I am a very visual learner, so help me. So if we take that banku size that you used earlier, and I want to have that banana as part of my meal, you're saying that instead of me eating my full bowl of kenke or banku or whatever it is, and that fruit together, I should reduce my quantity of banku. Why?
So just as I said, per your status, whether you are underweight or you are normal, healthy, or overweight or obese. If you are obese or overweight, then you have to do this. If you are underweight, we are looking at you gaining weight. So you getting energy is not a problem. But for most Ghanaians, statistics shows that we are overweight and obese, And a person will not go for just 1 banana. The person will go for like 3 or 4 bananas, So we usually will use the term everything in moderation.
Yeah.
And so you cannot eat 2 balls of banku whilst you are sitting in the office, and after that you add 3 bananas because we said you should eat fruits.
Right. So everything that we are talking about, we do it in moderation. If I look at this watermelon, isn't this too much for 1 person?
So this watermelon, half. So that's why I said all the choices that we make, you can actually eat healthy foods and still gain weight or have an issue because of the how you are eating it, the dynamics that comes in. Okay. Yeah, but on a general surface, this is better than ultra-processed foods.
Right.
So we are saying that eat lots of fruits, eat lots of vegetables, nuts and seeds and all that. But when you come down onto what health status you want to be in, are you diabetic? Are you hypertensive? Are you having kidney condition or gut health? These foods, as a dietitian, we prevent or manage or even treat illness with foods. And so we will tweak it to meet your specific health goal. Right. And that is why I keep saying that it is not one size fits all. You need to be assessed by a dietitian and to give you the right information. But because we are used to eating in a certain way, whereby everything is in abundance in our minds, and so we buy even a biscuit, and there's a serving size on the biscuit, but we will chew all. That is the Ghanaian, and this is a behavioral pattern that it needs to be changed.
Okay, all right. So we promise to be of good behavior.
It's not about promise. In fact, mental health is involved in nutrition and lifestyle change.
Right. I've read somewhere that there are certain conditions that affect women that may be induced by the type of foods we eat. How true is it? And what, in that case, how do we then tweak our food styles, especially as women, to make sure that certain diseases we don't go that way?
So over the years and even now, a lot of people know me as a women's health dietitian.
Right.
And I don't play on that because it's very important to me. In the sense that in the beginning, I said that food holds the keys to influence major body processes in our body. Now, conditions like polycystic ovary syndrome, fibroids, diabetes, endometriosis, menopause, and all these things are influenced by nutrition and what we eat. In the sense that certain poor foods that we eat causes something we call insulin resistance, which scientific evidence has shown that is the underlying cause of all these women's health issues.
So you're telling me that PCOS?
Yes.
Fibroids,
yes. Endometriosis.
Endometriosis, if you talk about menopause, they all underlining that is a poor nutrition.
Yes.
So how do we balance it out?
So it will interest you that the first line of PCOS is nutrition, is healthy eating. Okay. Because poor foods influences estrogen balance. And fibroids, studies have shown that is as a result of estrogen balance, overproduction of estrogens. Hormonal balance is also there. That is why when over the years, we see food as normal. But I've seen people who have changed their diet, and even the way they experience their menopause is different compared to their peers.
What will help someone who is about approaching menopause have a better,
better symptoms or not experience the symptoms at all.
Reduce those
drastically.
symptoms.
So that's why I said whole foods. Cut out processed food entirely. I don't even want to say reduce it.
Like the sugars and so on and so forth.
The sugars, the refined foods like white rice.
White rice?
Yes.
Charlie, they say we shouldn't eat rice. So
you can eat rice.
No, not white rice. We should not eat.
You can eat rice. We have brown rice.
Yes.
Which is the natural rice. You know, processed foods like processed meats like sausages, processed chickens, and everything, processed tomatoes. Meanwhile, we have raw tomatoes. Most of our meals.
So are you saying that even the canned tomatoes, the tin tomatoes that we should cut it out of our meals?
Do the natural, because if you check the ingredients, tomatoes will be like the 4th or the 5th ingredient on it. And if you want to know the originality of a food product, the first product should be the raw ingredient, the raw material. So you can't tell me this is chocolate drink and cocoa is about the 5th ingredient. No.
Wow. So that indicates the quantities, the volumes per ingredient.
Yes, and all these foods are linked to inflammation, are linked to excess estrogens, excess insulin or insulin resistance, increase in sugars and all that. Polycystic ovary syndromes is basically excess insulin resistance in your ovaries. And when they change their diet, they see significant improvement. I've handled over 3,000 women who have gone through this. And just a change of lifestyle, within 2-3 weeks, they even start changing. Those who are not sleeping are sleeping better.
Tell me more.
Those who are not menstruating start menstruating. Those who have acne, it starts going down and skin starts glowing, So there are a lot of things. There's dairy. People have stopped. Generally, they haven't seen any dietitian, but they have restricted themselves of certain foods. When you do that, you become you're at risk of deficiencies. All these things come into play.
Presently we have a lot of information on social media.
Yes.
Which some of it true, some of it false. One of the diets that I have seen recently is an anti-inflammatory diet.
Yes.
In Ghana, how easy is it to go along with such a diet? And what do we need to work with to help us do that?
There are so many social media advocacies and talk about nutrition and what to eat. Please, if you are watching anybody on the media, look for an expert. If the person do not have licensed and registered nutrition or a dietitian, the person is not your go-to for information. A health coach is not a dietitian. It's not an authority in that space. Now, there are trending diets. There are diet fads. These are, people are giving names to a certain way of eating, and they are calling it certain names. Anti-inflammatory diet is not a diet. Okay. It is something that we eat every day.
Right.
You see, it means that you are not giving your body foods that will cause inflammation. So if you cut out ultra-processed foods, you are doing anti-inflammatory diet. If you are increasing healthy fats, so you are eating salmons, you are eating avocado, pears, you are eating green leafy vegetables and all that, it's anti-inflammatory. But people want to target a certain name so that you run to them. It is just a normal meals that we eat. So eating wache with vegetables and then maybe smoked mackerel or tuna with avocado is anti-inflammatory diet.
I love that.
So I can come and tell you,
anti-comfort,
I have this anti-inflammatory diet, and then your bill is $1,000. And then because you haven't heard it before, you pay me. And then I present to you wache and vegetables and then tuna or salmon and then avocados. And you're like, oh, is that the anti-inflammatory diet? Yes. You have been scammed. You know. So a general healthy, we have food groups in Ghana. We have the whole grains, we have beans, pulses, we have protein, lean protein, we have the chicken, we have fish, we have beef, you know, we have milk, we have cheese, all these things are there. We have granite paste. Then we come to avocado, and then our oils, coconut oil, palm oil. These are indigenous to us.
And they are good for us.
And they are good for us.
And Fredericka, one of the things I have noticed is that sometimes the younger people, especially those in the unis and so on and so forth, they do not really eat the best way. Why and how can we help them?
So when it comes to the university students or the Gen Zs,
yes,
eating ultra-processed food is like a lifestyle. It's luxurious. It's convenience to them. So I have noticed that they're taking in more of ultra-processed food, fast foods, sugar-sweetened beverages, boba tea.
Boba tea.
The first time I was introduced to this boba tea was my daughter. She said, oh, mommy, boba tea. I said, what's that? She said, I know there. Let's go there. She showed me when there. Then, looking at everything, the woman said, oh, how much are you buying? She showed me the cups. They have 500 ml. They have 7,500 ml. So, okay, just give me the small size. So I bought the small size for my daughter. I said, let me taste it. It is very nice and sweet. This thing is a high caloric shake.
Yes.
Okay. And if somebody wants to gain weight, if there's somebody who is very thin, it's good for you. But if you're overweight and obese, you cannot drink even the 500 ml.
It's too much.
I was there and people were buying 1 liter, 700 mils.
Wow.
You know, going to drink, you know. So I asked myself, where are all these energies going to? So convenience foods, it's a luxury to them. And I want to use this platform to tell them that it is not luxury because poor nutrient foods are going to predispose you to health risk.
Yeah.
Diseases like diabetes, hypertension. You may think you are young, you're not there yet. You get something we call insulin resistance. It's affecting your hormones. If you are a lady, your menses will start ceasing and so many acne on your face and all those things. It also causes inflammation in your system, which reduces your immune system. And so it is not a luxury. No, not eating healthy now is a luxury.
Yeah.
Eating healthy. So, and most of them do not cook. Skipping of breakfast, late night eating. If you are eating late night and you are going for jogging on Legon campus, after that, I don't have a problem with you. But you eat that and you are sleeping, then it's not going to help. At all. And they are taking a lot of monosodium and, you know, high sodium foods.
Yeah.
You know, they said there's something called loaded fries. The first time I heard, I didn't know about it. I think I'm out of Gen Z. I'm a millennial. So I was like, what is it? They told me, I was like, hey, you eat that.
What is it?
They said it's fries with, you know, sausages and protein like chicken. And they have mayonnaise, ketchup with cheese on it.
Wow.
And that's
so
a
you
lot
have
of
the
energy.
processed food, you have oils, some which may have been used for 100 fries.
Trans fat.
and so on and so forth.
And I can tell you right there that that food influences inflammation in your system.
Right.
You know, so our young people, this is the opportunity for you to start healthy eating.
Right.
You know, when you are on campus, somebody asks me, what should I eat? Try and cook in bulk. If you don't know how to cook, learn how to cook. At least do gari soakings. It's better with granite inside.
You're telling me that
gari soakings has more nutrition value than the loaded fries. I'm telling you.
What are 2 or 3 messages you would like to leave with our guests today?
I would like to entreat every Ghanaian to eat close to nature as possible. Run away from ultra-processed foods. Let's eat our indigenous Ghanaian foods and see a dietitian once in your life in a year. This year, 2026, see a dietitian.
And therefore, until we come your way in the future, next time, know that we love you. You are blessed. You are the most important person in the whole wide world. We love you. Bye.